Hello, everyone.
Yes, you.
The Info on the Go listener.
This one's for you.
Whether you've been with us since episode 1 or you just hopped on the bus, we want to take a moment to say thank you.
Your curiosity, support, and enthusiasm fuel every story we tell and every mile we travel together.
Because of you, we've explored history, science, culture, and the wonderfully weird from canned meat to color coded buses, and we're just getting started.
So, from the bottom of our podcasting hearts, thank you for listening, sharing, subscribing, and being a part of our growing community.
You make this journey meaningful and way more fun.
Stay curious
Stay kind.
and stay tuned
There's always more to learn.
on Info on the Go. Hi, I'm William,
And I'm Kat,
and that makes this Info on the Go.
answering questions you want to know.
Kat, let's finish up our opioid episode where we said we would do a whole episode on cocaine.
Yeah, this is a lot, so we're jumping right in. Cocaine on Info on the Go.
For over 1,000 years, indigenous peoples of South America have chewed the leaves of Erythroxylum cocoa, a plant rich in vital nutrients and numerous alkaloids, including cocaine. Hmm.
The practice remains widespread among some indigenous communities. Archaeological findings reveal that cocoa leaves were placed alongside ancient Peruvian mummies, and pottery from the period often depicts figures with bulging cheeks, suggesting they were chewing cocoa.
Wow.
Mm,
They were feeling no pain, cocaine.
right.
I'll edit that out. That was bad. Additionally, evidence indicates that these cultures used a mixture of cocoa leaves and saliva as an anesthetic for trepanation procedures.
Trepanation is a surgical procedure that involves drilling or cutting a hole in the skull.
This procedure is typically performed to relieve pressure on the brain or to remove a piece of bone or tissue from the skull. Wow, I imagine all those fights and blows to the head. Um,
Yeah, they don't do anybody any favors.
Hey, at least they had something to relieve the pain.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
When the Spanish conquistadors arrived in South America, they initially condemned cocoa as an evil agent of the devil.
However, they soon observed that indigenous laborers were unable to work effectively without it. Hmm.
Consequently, the Spanish legalized and taxed the leaf, imposing a 10% levy on each crop.
Of course they did.
Right.
Despite the well-known stimulant and appetite-suppressing properties of cocoa leaves, the isolation of the cocaine alkaloid did not occur until 1855. So basically, they were just chewing the cocoa leaves, and in 1855 is when cocaine was made from this, right?
Right.
Okay.
Earlier European attempts failed due to limited chemical knowledge and the degradation of plant samples during the long sea voyage from South America.
In 1855, German chemist Friedrich Gaedke successfully isolated the cocaine alkaloid, which he named erythroxylene.
The molecular structure of cocaine was first synthesized and elucidated by Richard Willstatter in 1898, marking the first biomimetic synthesis of an organic compound in academic literature.
Due to its anesthetic properties, the suffix "cane" was later adapted in naming synthetic local anesthetics.
In 1884, Karl Kohler, a colleague of Sigmund Freud, investigated cocaine as an ophthalmic anesthetic.
In a self-experiment, wonder how this is going to go. He applied a cocaine solution to his own eye and pricked it with pins, demonstrating the drug's numbing effects. OMG, that hurts me.
That sounds terrifying.
Oh, that's,
Uh-uh.
yeah, no, I don't think I could do that. No,
No, I don't play with eyeballs. Mm-mm.
no.
That same year, Jelinek explored cocaine's use as a respiratory anesthetic, while William Halsted introduced nerve block anesthesia and James Leonard Corning pioneered peridural anesthesia.
By 1898, Hendrik Quinke had successfully used cocaine for spinal anesthesia. Hmm.
Cocaine was also used to treat morphine addiction and was introduced as a clinical anesthetic in Germany in 1884.
All right. Remember drugs that were prescribed for I don't think that would have been a good thing to do.
Here, don't get addicted to this, get addicted to this instead.
Yeah. Sigmund Freud wrote extensively about its effects, praising its ability to induce euphoria and enhance productivity.
By 1885, U.S. pharmaceutical company Park Davis marketed cocaine in various forms, including cigarettes, inhalants, tonics, and injectable solutions, promising that it would supply the place of food, make the coward brave, the silent eloquent, and render the sufferer insensitive to pain.
Okay, make the coward brave, render the sufferer insensitive to pain. Oh, wow.
That's an interesting slogan there.
That is, yeah, and just look at all the stuff that they're putting this stuff in. Cigarettes, inhalants, tonics, injectables. I mean, it is everywhere, right?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Cocaine use became widespread in Victorian era literature. Well, yeah, it's everywhere.
Right. Arthur Conan Doyle's fictional detective Sherlock Holmes injected cocaine to relieve boredom.
Did you know that?
I did not, but that makes so much sense.
That is crazy, right?
It makes me want to read them.
You've never read Sherlock Holmes?
No.
You need to read the first couple, at least those two, by the original ones, not the updated stuff.
Right. I'll have to check it out.
By the early 20th century, cocaine was readily available in drugstores, particularly in Memphis, Tennessee, where laborers along the Mississippi River used it as a stimulant.
Oh,
Well,
imagine that.
yeah, I mean, man, in Memphis and Mississippi,
Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, and Montana. Brush for 27, number 28, Nevada.
what is that?
The states in order.
Oh,
uh, I got called a nerd for looking it up when one of my teachers had us doing it. One of my freshman teachers, sophomore teachers, something like that. White employers often encourage black workers to use cocaine to enhance productivity.
of course they did,
Interesting.
right?
I'm not surprised.
Yeah. And during WW2 or World War II, Germany added cocaine to its military pep pills, code name DIX. And we talked a little bit about that in our no, methamphetamines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They put all kind of stuff in those pep pills.
Man,
It wasn't just cocaine, it was methamphetamines, cocaine, and some other stuff.
right. They weren't going to sleep for days,
No, they were on the attack.
for sure. There was no doubt about it. They might have even just been attacking the air at
The
that point.
not the Nazi zombies.
Yeah. In Antarctica, explorers Ernest Shackleton and Robert Falcon Scott brought cocaine tablets for endurance.
Hmm. By the mid 20th century, references to cocaine became common in music and film.
In the 1931 song Minnie the Moocher, Cab Calloway alludes to cocaine use with the phrase kicking the gong around.
Kicking the gong around.
Interesting.
Yeah, very. In the 1932 film, The Big Broadcast, Galloway memes snorting cocaine between verses.
Oh. During the 1980s and 1990s, cocaine use surged in nightlife and finance sectors, reinforcing its image as a glamorous drug.
Cocaine is a tropane alkaloid that acts as a central nervous system stimulant.
It is primarily obtained from the leaves of two cocoa species native to South America, Erythroxylum coca and E. novogranitens.
Cocaine is mainly used recreationally and often illegally for its euphoric and rewarding effects, but it also has a medical application.
Indigenous South Americans use it for various purposes, and medical practitioners in more developed countries sometimes use it as a local anesthetic or diagnostic tool.
I believe that's a factoid there.
Factoid.
Once extracted from the plant and processed into cocaine hydrochloride, powdered cocaine, the drug can be administered in several ways, such as snorting, typically application to the mouth, or intravenous injections.
Ooh, that's a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, so what do they call that? Freebasing cocaine?
I think so.
Yeah. And then through the mouth, isn't cocaine like bitter?
I have no idea. I would have no idea.
I mean, doing my research, and when you see them on the movies, they go, it's bitter, like, so I don't know.
Right, I have no clue. No
Yeah,
earthly revolutions having to do with cocaine in my life whatsoever. But if anybody wants to talk about it, does it taste bitter? Let us know.
absolutely.
It can also be turned into freebase form, typically crack cocaine, which can be heated and inhaled. Save the emails as we will explore the war on drugs in the future.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely get into the war on drugs. We don't have enough room for that here.
No.
Cocaine stimulates the mesolimbic pathway in the brain, leading to mental effects such as intense happiness, sexual arousal, loss of contact with reality, or agitation. Cost, loss of contact with reality. Like, really? I don't,
Oh, I
mm,
I don't need any help with that.
yeah. Intense happiness, but just think about that. When we talked a little bit about coming back from those euphoric highs somewhere, like that's really got to be devastating on the brain and those sensory. I know we're going to get into it somewhere in here, but
Too much of anything is a bad thing.
yeah, I would agree with that.
Physical effects may include a fast heart rate, sweating, and dilated pupils, with high doses potentially causing high blood pressure or high body temperature.
The effects can begin within seconds to minutes of use and last between 5 to 90 minutes. So you're going to have this effect for, I don't know, roughly about an hour, from 5 minutes to an hour.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Travel connects us. It's how we experience new cultures, make lasting memories, and grow together as a global community.
But let's be real, travel can be stressful.
That's why Level 8 creates luggage that's sleek, durable, and built to make your journey smoother.
Now is the perfect time to upgrade. Celebrate Level 8's anniversary with 20% off site wide using code PRE, capital A, capital S, and 20, now through July 23rd.
Prefer to shop later? Use code Level8Info10 anytime for 10% off, no expiration, no limits.
Level 8 luggage on another level.
Find the links and discount codes in the show notes. Hi, everyone. I want to tell you about tellmail.ai. Mail will guide your loved one through a personalized journey in storytelling. So if you're looking for a unique gift for a birthday, anniversary, or a wedding gift, tellmail.ai is perfect and it will last for generations to come. Mail will help guide your loved one into a perfectly crafted story that can later be transferred into a hardcover book. And this will last for generations. It's like any other gift that you could possibly give. That's tellmail.ai. Hi, everyone. Ever wish your energy boost came in candy form instead of some can with sketchy ingredients? Look no more because energy rocks are here. This isn't your average energy product. It pops, literally. I was researching for a show the other day, struggling to stay awake when I tried these wild popping candy crystals called Energy Rocks. Within minutes, I was focused, alert, and wide awake. Total lifesaver. Energy Rocks are like pop rocks for grown-ups, packed with fast-acting caffeine, B12, and L-theanine for smooth, crash-free energy. Just rip, pour, and pop. No pills, no drink, no mess. With only 4 grams of sugar and flavors like pineapple, mango, and cherry berry, it's candy with a purpose. Perfect for students, gamers, busy parents, podcasters, or anyone who hits the wall. Pop, focus, go. With Energy Rocks, use code INFO on the go 20 off to get 20% off your first order or click the link in the show notes.
I suppose that's depending on your tolerance and how much you do at one time.
Yeah, I mean, but still, I mean, it just doesn't
Yeah.
seem worth it to me.
Yeah. No, me either. Me either. Additionally, cocaine has numbing and blood vessel constriction properties, making it useful during surgeries on the throat or inside the nose to control pain, bleeding, and vocal cord spasm.
Yeah, what president was it that used it? President Grant used that for throat cancer, cocaine.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Cocaine crosses the blood-brain barrier via a protein-coupled organic cation antiporter, and to a lesser extent via passive diffusion across cell membranes.
It
Okay.
blocks the dopamine transporter, inhibiting the reuptake of dopamine from the synaptic cleft into the presynaptic axon terminal, resulting in higher dopamine levels in the synaptic cleft and increased activation of dopamine receptors in the postsynaptic neuron. This process causes euphoria and arousal. Cocaine also blocks the serotonin and norepinephrine transporters, inhibiting the reuptake of those neurotransmitters and contributing to the drug's mental and physical effects.
A single dose of cocaine induces tolerance to its effects, and repeated use often leads to addiction. Addicts who abstain from cocaine may experience prolonged cravings lasting for months and withdrawal symptoms such as sleep disruption, anxiety, irritability, depression, decreased libido, decreased ability to feel pleasure, and fatigue. Think about that. You're getting this pleasure, right? You're 4 or 5 minutes to an hour, or however long it may take. But look at the long-term effects that you'll have.
That there is a lot of issues for an hour to 3 hours of, or an hour to an hour and a half of.
Irritability, um, depression, decreased ability to feel pleasure. Like,
I'm missing
yeah,
out on sleep. I miss out on sleep enough.
same. Oh, we got sleep on the list. I guess we need to do it, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Cocaine use increases the overall risk of death, and intravenous use raises the risk of trauma and infectious disease like blood infections and HIV due to shared paraphernalia.
Other risks include stroke, heart attack, cardiac arrhythmia, lung injury when smoked, and sudden cardiac death. Hmm.
Illicitly sold cocaine can be adulterated with substances like fentanyl, local anesthetics, levisimol, cornstarch, quinine, or sugar, which can increase toxicity.
Yeah, man, fentanyl is a bad thing.
Right.
We did a whole episode on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cocoa leaves have been used by Andean civilization since ancient times.
In ancient Wari and Inca cultures, and continuing through modern indigenous cultures of the Andes Mountains, cocoa leaves are chewed, taken as tea, or prepared as a sachet with alkaline burnt ashes and held in the mouth.
This traditional use helps combat the effects of cold, hunger, and altitude sickness.
And since 1961, the Single Convention on Narcotic Drugs has required countries to criminalize recreational use of cocaine.
In the United States, cocaine is regulated as a Schedule II drug under the Controlled Substance Act, indicating a high potential for abuse, but an accepted medical use.
While rarely used medically today, cocaine is used as a topical local anesthetic for the upper respiratory tract and to reduce bleeding in the mouth, throat, and nasal cavities.
Medically, cocaine eye drops are frequently used by neurologists to examine patients suspected of having Horner syndrome.
In a healthy eye, cocaine stimulates sympathetic nerves by inhibiting norepinephrine reuptake, causing pupil dilation.
In Horner syndrome, the sympathetic nerves are blocked, so the affected eye remains constricted or dilated less than the unaffected eye.
Wow.
Mm.
If both eyes dilate equally, the patient does not have Horner syndrome.
Typically, cocaine is sometimes used to numb an area and reduce bleeding during nose, mouth, throat, and eye surgeries. Well, I mean, those are accepted medical uses, right? And
Right.
I don't know. And I think it has its one effect of being able to diagnose patients with Horner syndrome.
It It also is used for numbing the airways during certain procedures. While some cocaine may get into the body and cause effects, using it this way is generally safe and doesn't usually cause heart problems or other issues.
Sometimes cocaine is mixed with adrenaline and baking soda for surgeries, and this mix is called Moffat's solution.
Cocaine hydrochloride is sometimes used as a medicine to numb areas inside the nose during medical procedures.
One version called Go was approved in 2017, and another called Nobrino was approved in 2020.
People who use Gibraltar may get headaches or nosebleeds, while those using Nombrino may have high blood pressure or a fast heartbeat.
Cocaine is a central nervous system stimulant, and its effects can last from 15 minutes to an hour, depending on the amount taken and the route of administration.
It can be found in the form of a fine white powder with a bitter taste, or as crack cocaine, a smokable form made into small rocks by processing cocaine with sodium bicarbonate, or baking soda, and water.
Hey, it does have a bitter taste. Crack cocaine is named for the crackling sound it makes when heated.
Cocaine use leads to increased alertness, feelings of well being and euphoria, increased energy and motor activity, and heightened feelings of competence and sexuality.
Studies show that cocaine use correlates with other party drugs, such as ecstasy or amphetamines, as well as with heroin and benzodiazepines.
In some Andean nations like Peru and Bolivia, it is legal to use cocoa leaves. These leaves are chewed, consumed as tea, or incorporated into products.
Cocoa leaves are typically mixed with an alkaline substance such as lime and chewed in a wad, held in the buccal pouch or the mouth part between the gum and the cheek, and its juices are absorbed slowly by the mucous membrane and the gastrointestinal tract.
Alternatively, cocoa leaves can be infused in liquid and consumed like tea, which is often recommended for travelers in the Andes to prevent altitude sickness, although its effectiveness has not been systematically studied.
In 1986, an article in the Journal of the American Medical Association revealed that U.S. health food stores were selling dried cocoa leaves to be prepared as health Inca tea, falsely claiming it had been decocaineized. Drinking 2 cups of the tea per day gave a mild stimulation, increased heart rate, and mood elevation, and the tea was essentially harmless.
When people snort cocaine, they inhale it through their nose. The drug is absorbed through the nose's inner lining, but it takes about 5 minutes to feel its effects because it narrows the blood vessels.
Snorting cocaine makes the effects last the longest, around 60 to 90 minutes. About 30 to 60% of the drug gets absorbed this way.
Snorting cocaine can damage the inside of the nose because it limits blood and oxygen flow.
People often use tools like rolled up money, hollowed out pins, cut straws, or long fingernails to snort, but sharing these tools can spread blood diseases like hepatitis C.
Injection of cocaine can cause unique subjective effects, including a ringing in the ears moments after injection, lasting 2 to 5 minutes.
The euphoria passes quickly, and there is a danger of circulatory emboli from insoluble substances used to cut the drug.
Injection increases the risk of contracting blood-borne infections if sterile equipment is not used.
An ejected mixture of cocaine and heroin, known as speedball, is particularly dangerous and has been responsible for numerous deaths, including several celebrities.
Experimentally, cocaine injections are used to study the mechanisms of addiction in small animals.
Inhalation, particularly smoking crack cocaine, results in the fastest onset of euphoric effects, beginning within 3 to 5 seconds, but with the briefest duration, usually 5 to 15 minutes.
Crack cocaine is smoked using a pipe made with a small glass tube with a copper or stainless steel scouring pad serving as a base.
The effects felt almost immediately after smoking are very intense, but short lived, usually lasting 2 to 10 minutes.
Cocaine is sometimes combined with other drugs like cannabis when smoked.
Understanding the various methods of cocaine use and their effects highlights the significant risk associated with this powerful stimulant.
Acute exposure to cocaine affects the body in various ways, including euphoria, increased heart rate, high blood pressure, and elevated stress hormone levels.
With continuous use, tolerance to its heart effects develop within 10 minutes, while tolerance to its euphoric effect takes about an hour. Wow. So after continuous use, it will affect your heart faster than it will affect you.
Right.
Mm,
Prolonged use can cause itching, paranoia, rapid heart rate, and hallucinations, including sensations of insects crawling on the skin.
wow. Cocaine use, whether snorted or smoked as crack, is linked to aggression and violence, affecting both addicts and casual users.
It can trigger psychosis, leading to paranoia, hallucinations, irritability, and violent behavior, especially at high doses or in individuals with pre existing conditions.
Cocaine intoxication may also cause extreme alertness, restlessness, and agitation.
hmm Serious health risks include heart complications such as irregular heartbeats, heart attacks, and heart failure.
Overdosing can lead to seizures, dangerously high body temperature, abnormal blood pressure, and even death.
The come down from cocaine often brings anxiety, paranoia, restlessness, and smoking crack can also damage the eyes, leading to long term vision problems.
Wow. Chronic cocaine use has various effects on the body and brain. While some believe it causes widespread cognitive decline, research does not fully support this claim. Its long-term impact on dopamine neurons is unclear, with some evidence suggesting either protective or damaging effects. Cocaine can weaken the blood-brain barrier, increasing vulnerability to toxins.
Smoking cocaine can cause serious respiratory problems, including coughing up blood, lung damage, shortness of breath, and flu like symptoms.
It also constricts blood vessels, raises body temperature, heart rate, blood pressure, causes headaches, nausea, and abdominal pain.
While it does not directly damage tooth enamel, it can lead to teeth grinding, which causes dental issues.
Snorting cocaine can erode nasal cartilage over time, potentially leading to its complete loss.
Additionally, contaminated cocaine may contain levisimol, which can worsen its harmful effects and contribute to autoimmune diseases.
And it can be cut with fentanyl, which, in our episode, small amounts can kill you. Cocaine use also increases the risk of strokes and heart attacks by promoting blood clot formation.
Addiction to cocaine can run in families because of genetics.
When people use cocaine, a protein called delta phos B increases in the brain, which changes brain activity and makes people want more drugs.
Each time cocaine is used, the level of delta phos B goes up, making addiction worse over time.
These brain changes can last for weeks after stopping use, making it easier to relapse.
Cocaine can also change genes and may cause long lasting changes in the brain's DNA.
Mm, that is horrible. This can lead to persistent changes in brain structure and function. In humans, cocaine abuse may alter brain connections, but it's unclear if these changes are permanent.
Cocaine dependence can develop after even brief periods of regular use, producing a withdrawal state with emotional motivational deficits upon cessation.
During pregnancy, the term crack baby refers to a child born to a mother who used crack cocaine.
The threat posed to the fetus is now considered exaggerated, as studies show that prenatal cocaine exposure has no appreciable effects on childhood growth and development.
However, cocaine exposure during fetal development may lead to subtle deficits in cognitive performance, information processing, and attention to task.
Cocaine use during pregnancy can increase the risk of miscarriage, preterm labor, low birth weight, and lifelong disabilities such as mental retardation and cerebral palsy.
It may also cause birth defects, stroke, irreversible brain damage, or a heart attack in an unborn baby. So, why don't do that?
Yeah. Cocaine use during breastfeeding is also cautioned as it can reach the baby through breast milk and pose various health risks.
I am so sorry, Kat. I tried to turn away from the mic.
That's all good. I didn't even really think about it until you're like, "Did you hear that?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I did."
Well, when I do the playbacks, I'm like, dang, I didn't catch that. I mean, you're really good about so
Yeah.
you're pretty good about catching stuff. So cocaine absorption into the systematic circulation occurs similarly, whether taken nasally or orally.
However, the rate of absorption differs between these routes. Nasal insufflation leads to absorption that is restricted by cocaine-induced vasoconstriction. The nasal mucosa, where oral ingestion results in delayed absorption due to the cocaine's weak base properties.
In the acidic stomach, cocaine exists in an iodized form that is poorly absorbed, but is readily absorbed in the alkaline environment of the duodenum.
The rate and extent of absorption via inhalation are comparable to, or even greater than intravenous injection, as the pulmonary capillary bed provides direct systemic access.
The delayed absorption with the oral ingestion contributes to the misconception that its bioavailability is lower than that of insufflated cocaine.
In contrast, nasal insufflation leads to more rapid absorption and faster onset to effects.
Snorted, cocaine reaches peak psychological effects within approximately 40 minutes and maximum psychotic effects within 20 minutes. These effects generally persist for 40 to 60 minutes post peak.
Cocaine has a short elimination half-life of 1 to 1.5 hours and undergoes extensive metabolism primarily by plasma esterases and liver cholestasis.
When the body processes cocaine, it turns into a main chemical called benzoylecgonine, along with a few smaller ones like econine, methyl ester, and econine. There are also other tiny amounts of byproducts, including norcocaine and hydroxycocaine.
If someone mixes cocaine with alcohol, the body creates a new chemical called cocaethylene, which can make the high feel stronger but also more dangerous for the heart.
The detectability of cocaine metabolites in urine varies based on liver and kidney function.
Benzoylecgonine can be detected for approximately 3 to 5 days in occasional users, but in heavy users, concentrations greater than 150 milliliters may persist for up to 8 days.
Cocaine metabolites can also be detected in hair samples until the affected hair section grows out or is removed.
This pharmacokinetic profile helps explain the patterns of cocaine use and the challenges associated with its detection and metabolism in the body.
Today, cocaine remains a widely used illicit drug.
In the US, the rise of crack cocaine in the 1980s expanded its availability in lower income communities, while powder cocaine maintained popularity among wealthier users.
U.S. cocaine consumption peaked in the late 20th century before declining between 2006 and 2010, only to rise again from 2017 to now.
In the UK, usage surged from the 1990s to the late 2000s, with high consumption also reported in Spain.
The cocaine trade is still very profitable.
In 2005, people in the US spent around 70 billion on it, more than what big companies like Starbucks made.
Dang,
That's wild.
that is that is insane. I mean, you think about that $7 cup of coffee.
Right,
But street cocaine is often mixed with other substances like sugars, painkillers, or stimulants, making it less pure.
right.
So that would be like cutting your cup of coffee with half water, right? Increase
Yes,
those profit
that's
margins.
that's decaf coffee.
Very good.
Um, a study in Europe in 2007 found that most street cocaine had less than 50% pure cocaine, and some samples were as low as 5%.
Wow. Newer studies suggest that street cocaine is still very diluted.
Cocaine use has declined in recent years, with overdose deaths involving cocaine decreasing in 2024 compared to previous years.
However, it does remain a significant issue, particularly among adults aged 18 to 25, who are the largest demographic at risk for cocaine abuse.
In 2019, about 2 million Americans reported past month cocaine use, and 5.5 million reported past year use.
Cocaine is involved in nearly 1 out of 5 overdose deaths. though overall drug-related fatalities have dropped.
The decline in cocaine use can be attributed to several factors.
Increased law enforcement efforts and disruption in the supply chain have made the drug less accessible.
Additionally, public awareness campaigns and the growing availability of addiction treatment programs have helped reduce usage.
Shifts in drug trends also play a role, as opioids and synthetic drugs have become more prevalent.
Economic factors and changing social attitudes toward drug use have further contributed to the decline.
While cocaine use has decreased, ongoing efforts are needed to address substance abuse and its impact on communities.
Drug addiction is not a choice. It's a complex disease that affects the brain and body. It can impact anyone regardless of background, age, or circumstance.
While drugs may seem like an escape, they often lead to devastating consequences, from health complications to strained relationships and financial struggles.
But there is hope. Recovery is possible and help is available. If you or someone you love is struggling with addiction, reach out to professionals, support groups, or loved ones who care. Seeking help is a sign of strength, not weakness.
Remember, you are not alone.
There is always a path to healing.
For resources and support, visit SAMHSA or call their national helpline at 1-800-662-HELP. That's 1-800-662-4357. I don't know. This one, I guess we need to do one on, AA, NA, and Al-Anon somewhere after this one.
Yes,
I mean, I found this one to be very interesting. I don't think we could have got all this in our opioid episode, and I think we really need to go back and kind of re-amp our opioid episode as well.
I
So
agree.
maybe that's on the task somewhere down the line for maybe next year for opioids.
Absolutely. And
That's
if
you
that's
go.
all you got, that's all I have.
uh,
If if you would like to support this podcast, tell a friend and help get the word out.
If you would like to help us keep the show going, you can do so at Patreon. The link is in the show notes.
William and I want to thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you.
Join the Facebook group at Info on the Go
Share with us your show ideas.
or ask us a question.
Subscribe and follow us wherever you get your podcast.
Send us a text using the link in the show notes or leave a review.
Email us at,
infoonthegopodcast@gmail.com.
yes, that is all one word. Till next time.
Stay curious.